Hi, I'm Sarah Thompson, and welcome back to STL Live. My guest today is Nicci Roach. She is the co-founder of Mosaic Ceiling, which is hosting the second annual Women of Color and Culture Power Summit that's coming up on March 22nd. Tell me how you started this summer, because the summit, it's the second year for this.
It is the second year.
Okay.
And so Lori and I realized there was so much work that needed to be done in regards to offering resources, opportunities to be empowered and equipped for women within our region. Okay. And so with that, trying to avoid a one and done type of scenario, as well as a community where we could actually tap into one another, the idea of the Women of Color and Culture Power Summit was birthed. And with that, we have women from entrepreneurship, the space of entrepreneurship, all the way to corporate executives coming together to share, to exchange, and have a great time. Many partnerships have been developed, opportunities for employment have been developed, board opportunities, just a host of things come from this.
Well, we've got some photos that we can pull up, and I think this is from last year's summit, and I imagine that there's a lot of networking opportunities.
Oh my gosh, yes.
As well. So it's, how many panels? There's going to be different panels. Here's the graphic for that. So
yeah, so we have, so we're kicking it off with a poet just to get us empowered and in the mood, and then we have a keynote, a power panel. We have 3 rounds of breakout sessions, and in those breakout sessions we will be tackling the whole theme of It Is Well. And so from a personal point of view as well as professional point of view, making sure that we are whole inside and out. And so individuals and attendees will get a chance to attend the different breakout sessions, and then we will conclude with another power panel that will be all men.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. I want to ask you, you know, from your 16-year career in higher education to now starting your own organization and specifically working with women of color, and I thought you brought up something interesting in the first segment, which was, it's, you know, the pathway to attain that position. You said the C-suite, to get to that high level, but also staying there. What do you find becomes the challenge for women once they get to where they finally want to be? First, that's a uphill battle, but once they get there, in terms of the retention, what do you see as the reason people don't stay?
2 things. One is isolation and the feeling of loneliness, and second, the other thing is the lack of flexibility. Oftentimes you get in the roles and it truly takes over your life. So having the opportunity to have that flexibility where you're able to not just only have such a strong focus on the role, but also to bring meaning into those roles. Because if once there's a disconnect and you feel that there's no purpose, deeper than we're just kind of affecting the bottom line, which is the dollar of the organization, we want that meaning. We want that sense of purpose. We want to know that we are contributing to something that's bigger than us.
Right. No, I mean, I think at a certain point in your life too, it's like if you've been lucky enough to accomplish that kind of checklist, or to a certain extent, there is this broader purpose of outside of my paycheck, what's kind of left, you know, what is my legacy? What am I doing?
Exactly.
What do you suggest to sort of the solutions for that? I mean, without giving away why people you're programming, why people contact you in the first place, but when you chat to people in just on the corporate level as well as entrepreneurs, I mean, what do you just sort of say to them kind of off the cuff that you've just learned firsthand from your experience to keep them, to help them not feel that isolation?
And one thing is leadership. Leadership has to understand that while you are providing employment for individuals, don't forget that these individuals are giving you the best hours, the most time of their lives. We don't get to spend as much time with our families as we do with our coworkers and colleagues. So you have to make sure that you are inviting the most inclusive culture, engaging those who are making up that culture, hearing the hearts from those individuals. So moving outside of transactional, but how do we make this more engaging so that we have community? And then not just only on the inside, but how do we take what we produce and what we give to this world and give it back to the world?
No, that's, I mean, you said that perfectly. And that is why people call Mosaic Ceiling. That was perfect. No, but I think it's wonderful that you're bringing so much expertise and insight and in such a personal way too, and firsthand way. So thank you for sharing that. And if you want to know more, we have the information there for you on the screen. Go to the summit coming up, because as Nicci was just talking about, what she just explained, there's going to be much more of that, and that's going to be in panels and in other discussions. And if you want to just learn day to day what she and her partner are doing at Mosaic Ceiling, you can go to their website at mosaicceiling.com. But write it down, March 22nd. It's the 2019 Women of Color and Culture Power Summit. And if only I had more time, but thank you so much for being here today.
Sarah, it's been a joy.
Thank you. All right, well, there's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.